Hi Cancer, welcome to your first half of January 2017. It's Raina here. Obviously I've already laid out the cards, and that was because I had started over and over this reading. So hopefully this will be the last take. And I'm also going to be picking a card from the Keepers of the Light Oracle deck, and this is a general reading for the first half of the new year. And the other thing I wanted to say is that as a general reading, please realize that you are one of millions and millions of Cancers on the planet, and obviously some of these cards may not apply to your particular life. Just take what works and use it as a symbol, which is not a substitute for your own choices that you make and your own inspired action. And this also includes private readings, not to, want someone to tell you what to do or to tell you what the future is going to hold, is what a lot of times it is. I don't think that the future is engraved in stone, so it doesn't work that way for me. And I do feel sometimes things are fated, but, like you're destined to meet somebody. But even in that sense, it really doesn't matter if you meet somebody or not. It matters how you treat them and, things like that. People who are just looking for the things that are going to happen, they're usually not interested in making any kind of personal self-improvements. They're just looking to the outside world to such a large degree, and that, to me, is not being self-empowered. So I just wanted to kind of clarify that a little bit. So, I was going to pick cards when I already have them here. Okay, so I wonder if I should pick the Oracle card first. Let me see. Let me pick one of these. Because I don't want to forget, and sometimes I forget. Okay. Commander Ashtar. It sounds like a Star Trek or something. Call to action. Take charge. Lead by example. Walk your talk. We'll see if this connects with the actual reading. It's funny because I've seen that name, Ashtar. I don't know of it particularly. Some of these people are like, ascended masters. I don't know what Ashtar is connected to. So I'm going to look at that later. I'm sure the little booklet will tell me. But it kind of piqued my curiosity. Okay, so as for this reading, remember that this is a general reading, so it can encompass any area of your life. Sometimes certain things stand out more than others. In this particular reading, I can see, different possibilities. The Ace of Cups can be an offer that is given to you in a spirit of love, okay? And you see the clouds and the hand coming out of the clouds. So there's I feel like there's a spiritual connection to this in some way. There's a sense with that Six of Cups that I keep drawing over and over again to the right, which is the current energy, that or that comes in for you, that there is something of it could be a past relationship. The Six of Cups can relate to, let me bring this up, can relate to, so these are kind of both themes for the month, or the first half. The Six of Cups can relate to childhood or the past, and there's this nostalgic feeling for it. For Cancer, this is your, continuous state of being. And I still haven't found out if the Six of Cups is connected directly to Cancer. I need to find that out, because it does go along those lines of the, the past and being in love with the past. Ace of Cups, new beginnings in love. Okay, but there's a past and present. We have the Mercury retrograde in the first half. In your opposite sign, starting out in well, the first day was on the 19th of the month. I'm recording this on the 26th. So we're in at the point I'm recording this, we're into a week of Mercury retrograde. So I'm assuming that Mercury is now in Sagittarius. I haven't looked. So that would actually be your 6th house right now. But when it was in your 7th house, that was what started the retrograde, started that. So that you have to look at that house as being, you know, kind of front and center. And then we're going to have a full moon in your sign on the 12th of January. Okay, so this is after Mercury has gone direct, but is still probably going to be on the 12th. Mercury goes direct on the 8th. So it's in one of the later degrees of Sag. So I don't know if it will have officially gone back into Capricorn by then. There's a possibility it won't. But it will go back when it stations direct. It will eventually go back to the position that it was before it retrograded. I think it retrograded at 3 Capricorn, but it might be more than that. So I mean, maybe I should have looked that up before I started talking about it. But the point is that with that full moon in your sign, it activates that 7th house because it means the sun is in Capricorn at that time. So there may be, like, if you're in a marriage or a long-term relationship, or maybe you've separated from your spouse, you may start talking again during this retrograde late December period. Maybe the holidays sparked that. Maybe if you have children together and you have to coordinate things. But whatever goes on, I feel like at that time of that full moon on January 12th, I feel like you're going to be thinking about what it is that you want to do about this situation, because your needs will be really highlighted with the full moon. For Cancer can be very self-empowering because you tend to be a sign that is very caretaking. So if you've been having problems with a spouse or, the equivalent of that, you may come to the realization that, hey, I do have needs. I don't have to be constantly giving to somebody else. So that could be, see this, I'm all over the map. I really am. I'm sorry about that. But anyway, the 9 of Swords is in the past position. So it's indicating anxiety and insomnia, things like that. So with this love situation, this could be somebody, maybe this is somebody, if you go home for the holidays, somebody that you meet in your hometown or just on the internet, how people do these days, and you realize that this person is soulmate material. That's what the 6 of Cups represents. And it may dawn on you that the person that you're with is not providing that. Now, that person could also be an air sign or have a lot of air in their chart. So that would be a Gemini, a Libra, Aquarius individual. They are very closed off from their feelings. I hasten to say that because it's not necessarily being closed off. It may be, because even a water sign can be closed off. They can be so sensitive that they become very, anti-emotion. No, it's more like they don't connect. That is not their main source of stimulation and expression. So air signs are more attracted to ideas. A Cancer person is more attracted to their connection to other people, their emotions being stimulated, than any other area. Obviously, that's a generalization. There are some Cancers who have a lot of air, and they may be very intellectual, and they may kind of not even acknowledge that their emotional side, but it comes out in different ways. So the point I'm trying to make is that that person may be causing you problems because of the clashes. You may feel like that they're not tapping into you on that level, and that feels bad and wrong. And there may even be callousness where they are not sensitive to your feelings. The person that is maybe from the past, or maybe just soulmate, maybe it's just somebody that you meet or have met. Maybe you may have met this person already. This could actually be a water sign too. So it could be a fellow Cancer, a Scorpio, or a Pisces, or they have that prominent, like a moon sign. And that feels more like a good fit for you. In business, now see, this could be business too. This could be business where you were working for somebody else, but it wasn't a good place. Maybe there's a lot of strife. When you have swords, there can be a lot of sharp words. Maybe you had coworker issues. You know, it's funny because Saturn is in your 6th house. And so the 6th house can be coworkers and the workplace. And when Saturn is in that house, it can have a good effect, but sometimes it may have effect of feeling oppressed in your workplace, okay? And feeling like there's a heaviness. Maybe they changed hands and, you know, new people came in and you just don't get along with those people. You wanted the old people. There's all kinds of things that go on with restructuring and all that stuff. And you may feel like you're in the wrong place. And something happens that feels, an offer is given to you that feels more comfortable for you from an emotional standpoint. But it could be your own gig. It could be your own business that you want to start. And of course, the first 8 days we have Mercury retrograde. That may not work out with launching, but you have to use your own intuition. But definitely after the 8th, that may be a good time. Then you have this card of wanting, you're chomping at the bit, wanting to do this. It's a new beginning. This is like a very fresh energy. Sometimes I connect this with Aries, which is the first fire sign, because the wands relate to fire. So the first fire sign. So that maybe that is the person who is the soulmate. But whatever it is, if it's a business, you really feel like the drive and the energy and the enthusiasm to do this because it's something that you want to do. It's something that has an emotional connection. With the cups, there is a kind of like a heart connection to what it is that you're doing. And that's always when you feel your best, when you feel like you have an emotional connection to something. What crosses you is the 2 of Wands. So it can be that you feel a sense of, this is a card of should I stay or should I go? But there can be a sense of, what would I call it? Ambivalence. Maybe you're not sure. The fire you're choosing, you might be choosing between 2 fire signs. Now the other fire signs besides Aries are Sagittarius and Leo. And I'm wondering if any of you had Leo issues. I think somebody mentioned, I don't know if they were a Cancer, that mentioned that they were with a Leo. But, it's funny. It's like something is keeping you. And, and I think usually it's that. I think if it's a relationship, if you have children with this person, you may just feel a sense of duty. If it's on the level of, what do you call it? The work situation, it may be that it's a security, like a financial security, where you fear that sense of trying something new and being, and going out into the unknown and it not working out. And, don't forget that anxiety in the upper left-hand corner. Don't forget what you've suffered. If you do get some offer, even if it's something that feels scary because it's so new and it may require you to move to, shift what you're happening. Maybe it's a person and you'd have to move to where they live, a long distance situation. At least consider it. Do not shut the door out of a sense of fear. Now, personally, I'm not in favor of people moving when they first meet somebody, even if it's somebody that they knew a long time ago, and just like totally jumping into some new relationship that you have to like travel like thousands of miles and leave everything behind just for a relationship. You know, that to me might be a little bit risky, because why can't you just do things gradually? But just in any situation where, who knows, maybe if you do move, your life will change exponentially for the better, you know, whether it is for business or pleasure. Sometimes, you know, maybe the universe provides us these situations in order to get us, to nudge us into a new reality. And, you know, if we kind of hold back, we stunt our growth, you know. So it all depends on the situation, I guess. The advice is the Page of Swords. So this is really, I think this is really good advice in any situation where it's like, do your research, kind of, and you could even, it's almost like being a spy. Sometimes get a background check. No, but seriously, I mean, if you meet somebody online, maybe that you have to do that nowadays, I don't know. But definitely, if it's something regarding, you know, really changing your life and leaving a job, and especially if you've had that job for a long time, you want to make sure that you know all the facts before you get involved. And there's a kind of like a vigilance of the Page of Swords. Pages can relate also to messages. So you may get a message. Now maybe you will get a message from that, if it's an air sign individual, you may get a message from that person. But also, you know, be on guard for that, because if this is a person who is causing problems for you, they may, you know, be very manipulative and really know what to say, you know, to get you to let your defenses down. And also the pages, I think there's going to be a lot of messages, because I even got that for the outcome. One of the cards was a page. But just the idea, and this is again with the Mercury retrograde, there may be a lot of things happening regarding communication. And of course, in January, after the holidays, people have come back from holiday and they are getting back up to speed with things, and they may have a lot of things that they haven't dealt with, and they start to, you know, bombard you with messages. But the Page of Swords, I think, also can be about children. The pages can be about children. There's two different cards. One, you know, and so that may be something also that you have to deal with, or maybe consider the children. If there is a decision that you have been resisting making, and you're like, you can see both sides of it, and say, what would your children benefit from if this is like a divorce that you're thinking about going through with, or something like that. That's, you know, maybe consideration. Now, the outcome, two cards, I picked, one kind of came out, I decided to pick both of them, because it kind of came out at the same time in a weird way. The Eight of Cups means leaving what no longer serves you emotionally, that doesn't feed you emotionally. So it goes back to those earlier cards. And this, the first two, because it's all about, is something, you know, really fulfilling. And the Eight of Cups can even be a spiritual quest. And even if it's not that you're going to some ashram in India, it could be that you are... maybe you decide even to go it alone. Sometimes the Eight of Cups can refer to timing issues, and they could say in a month's time from this period. So maybe sometime in February, everything will kind of either begin or be finalized. And with the Page of Pentacles, again with pages, with messages, it could be a job offer. So it could be that you leave for this job offer, and this is it. heart-centered situation. It could also be that even if you have a child and one of them decides to enroll in university, this is a student, the energy of the student, and so maybe you, because of that, you feel like you have the freedom to leave, like your child is grown up to the point, or maybe you know that they are going to be leaving the nest because they're going to go away to college, and so you don't have to feel obligated to stay somewhere. That just is not good for you. But it could point to, as I say, it could point to some kind of a practical message involving the goods of the earth. So if it isn't a job offer, I think it's, for some of you it will be because of some of the other cards that are involved here. But I also think it could be, maybe some kind of money that you receive. And, that may make you feel more, comfortable in leaving because you have that to little nest egg or what have you, that little amount of money to kind of rely on. And so maybe that was what was kind of keeping you from making changes to begin with. So anyway, Cancer, wow. I mean, that's a lot happening. We'll see what happens. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you'd like a private... Oh, whoops. Well, let me just say it now. If you'd like a private reading, you can click on the link below. I am... See, even when I picked that card, I didn't say who Ashtar was. So let me do that right now. What is with me in these cards? I'm not used to it. Commander... I like it's Commander Ashtar. Okay, call to action. This is a call to action. Take charge, lead by example, walk your talk. Ashtar, also known as Commander Ashtar, is a multidimensional being who promotes truth, peace, and harmony between the planets. He is said to be an extraterrestrial, but appears in human form so that he can communicate at heart level with all those on Earth who call on him. He is part of the Great White Brotherhood, a congregation of light beings who work to bring healing to the world, and is a wonderful guide to those who are feeling the call to bring positivity, healing, and inspiration to those around them. He lifts up the hearts of leaders and inspires them to walk their path with complete integrity. You're receiving a call of action and being asked to step up and create the changes you want to see in the world. Divine inspiration is all around you, and Ashtar and his legion of cosmic angels are standing by to offer you loving support. Know that you are being encouraged to be honest, assertive, and true in a loving way. You may feel your ego trying to hold you back, but know that when you take the first step, the next one will soon follow. Take some time to connect with the universe by looking up at the stars, knowing that there are loving beings of light gazing back down on you. You are not alone. Very interesting. I sometimes see videos of mentioning Ashtar, and I didn't really know what that was all about. Very interesting. Okay, you guys, have a great beginning of January. Bye.